Break the board sports. It's your boy RJ Cash. Click that like, hit subscribe. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. Hopping in, want to focus on one NFL game here. The Seattle Seahawks at the Carolina Panthers. Now, huge playoff implications. Seattle needs to win out to clinch the number one overall seed in the NFC and get that, secure that bye. Carolina, they need to win as they are a game above the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers going to the Dolphins this weekend. So Carolina really needs this game as far as NFC South implications to get in the playoffs. Is only one of those teams, Panthers or Bucks, will end up getting in. So let's hop right into it. Right now, 7.5 point favorite are the Seahawks at Carolina. Your total sets at 42.5. Now, 52% ticket count equaling 68% of the handle is going to the over. 48% ticket count equaling 32% of the handle to the under. When you look at that 7.5, 55% ticket count and 75% of the handle is taking the 7.5 with Bryce Young and the Panthers. 45% of ticket count, 25% of the handle is taking the Seattle Seahawks. Now, last 10 games as a road favorite, the Seahawks have won 10 straight wins straight up as a road favorite. However, ATS just 4-4-2 as a road favorite. Now, when you look at Carolina, 8-2 ATS, their last few here. Um, apologies. 8-2 ATS, their last 10 as a home underdog for Carolina. That's huge. When you look at home and away for this, Seattle, third best offense in the NFL, 28.3 points per game. As to where Carolina at home, 21st ranked offense, they really struggle. It's actually kind of a miracle how these Carolina Panthers just keep winning. 22.4 points per game here for Carolina's offense. Now, defensively, Seattle, second best scoring defense in the NFL on the road, 16.7 points per game. And then Carolina, 18th best, 22.3 at home. So when you net this out and you look at it, you got about a 6 point advantage for Seattle from a defensive standpoint and a 6 point edge from an offensive standpoint. So you're around 11, 12 point edge there as far as all that goes. Now, when you look at temperature, supposed to be 55 degrees, perfect, 70% humidity, just a really nice day for football. Seattle, 10-4 ATS, their last 14 games overall. 5 straight wins, 5-0, their last 5. Now, here's the other thing about the Seahawks that's been absolutely incredible is on the road, the Hawks have traveled extremely well. They're 12-1 their last 13 on the road, and they're 5-1 ATS their last 6 versus NFC opponents. Now, you might ask, what about Seahawks and Panthers? Well, Seahawks 4-1 straight up the last 5 meetings with the Panthers, and 5-1 straight up the last 6 in Carolina. Now, Carolina, they've played more to the under. 5 of their last 7 going under the total. But head-to-head with Seattle, this thing has had just overs written all over it. See what I did there? 8 straight games have went to the over between the Panthers and Seahawks. We talked about this. Carolina, when they're at home, just 1-5 straight up the last 6 for the Seahawks. Carolina's did really well, though, against NFC opponents. 8-3 ATS their last 11. More importantly, the Panthers, Charlotte's been really good to them. They are 10-3 against the spread. Their last 13 home games here are the Carolina Panthers. Now, look, coming in, we talked about this. Seattle, 12-3. They need to win out to secure not just the NFC West, but the NFC's number 1 overall seed. They're 10-5 ATS. And more importantly, Seattle, we talked about this, 6-1 on the road. They actually have a better road record than a home record. Now, Carolina, 8-7 straight up, 9-6 ATS, 5-2 at home. Now, these two teams, they last played 2023. Obviously, there was no Sam Darnold, but it was in Seattle. Seattle won that 37-27. And then the year before, 2022, in Seattle, Carolina got the 30-24 win. Carolina's coming off of a big win, 23-20, as they came from behind to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That coming off that Saints loss. You wonder that Saints loss will that be the one that comes back to haunt them? But the Panthers have had good wins. They beat the San Francisco 49ers earlier this year. They beat the Green Bay Packers, but then they got rolled by the San Francisco 49ers 20-9. But again, that was on the road. Seattle, we talked about this, 5 straight wins for the Seahawks, and they've won 9 of the last 10. The only loss at the Rams on Thursday night, 21-19 there to the LA Rams, or not Thursday night, regular season, 21-19 there to the Rams. They beat the Rams on the Thursday night in that crazy, I still don't even know what that lateral was. When I look at the game again, when I go back and I break this down and I'm looking at, which side to take, I can't help but take the 7.5 with the Carolina Panthers. Look, I know how good Seattle has been. I know what their record is. I know they're fighting for the number 1 seed in the NFC. When I look down through, though, Minnesota, Tennessee, Arizona, Washington, you got to go all the way back to October. If you take the Rams out of it, you got to go all the way back to October to see a quality win against the Houston Texans 27-19 and the Jags 20-12, having back-to-back weeks there mid-October. I just don't know how good Seattle is, but I will preface that by saying I don't know how good the NFL is, because while some of these teams have looked good, their schedules have been and just it's been a weird, funky year. The thing that surprises me, as weird and funky as it is, I said before the year, Rams and Bills, and somehow that's still alive. I still think the Rams are the best team in the NFC, but listen, did you tell me that the Bears and 49ers and Seahawks were all going to be this good from a record standpoint? I would have said, nah, I don't see that. If you said Detroit's going to miss the playoffs, no way, I wouldn't have saw that. So with that, I'm going to take the home team catching 7.5. I also love Carolina in all your 7 and 10 point teasers. Look, if you're telling me I can get the Panthers plus 14.5 at home in a big game, plus 17.5 in a 10-point teaser in a big game, I think if you take Carolina plus 17.5, the New England Patriots minus 3.5, right? And then take the so you got the Panthers plus 17.5, the Panthers minus 3.5, and you take the Baltimore Ravens Saturday night plus 14.5. Even if Lamar doesn't go, got Cooper Rush there, 14.5 is a lot of points. If you don't like that, take Texans plus 11.5. Texans plus 11.5, Panthers plus 17.5, and the Patriots minus 3.5. I think that's fire. So you can put any one of those, but I think Carolina is a team you lean on this week from a betting perspective. I think they get you home to the window. Seattle probably finds a way to win this, but probably in Seattle fashion, 3, 4, 5 points late covering. RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, and information to help you with your handicap, whether you fade or follow. Hope you win your bets. God bless and happy handicapping.